Hold it, fellas. That don't move me. Let's get real going for a change.
It's time to get real gone on the Rockabilly N Blues Radio Hour. Here's your host, James Riley.
Hey, it's Jam and James Riley on your favorite hour for great music and interviews. It's the Rockabilly N Blues Radio Hour. Coming up on the show today, we chat with Sir Cliff Richard.
It is one of my dreams absolutely come true. It was always my dream to be able to sing with Elvis.
Much more coming up from him in just a little bit as we chat about his new project, Just Fabulous Rock and Roll. We also hear from Dion and Charlie Feathers, a live track by Ricky Nelson. But first, another live track from the Blu-ray CD combo, Rockabilly Riot, Osaka Rocka, live in Japan 2016. It's Brian Setzer in the tune Vinyl Records on the Rockabilly N Blues Radio Hour.
Well, I got a little gal called Flatfoot Sam. Went looking for a job down in Alabama. The manager asked her what she does. Checked the box and said none of the above. She made vinyl records, 45 RPM. Vinyl records, drops down the needle and spins them again. She got all tied up on Saturday night. Went to see a little band that she really kinda liked. She was waiting on hearing her favorite song, but it didn't sound right, so she put on vinyl records, 45 RPM. Vinyl records, drops down the needle and spins them again. Well, friends all say it's a thing of the past. Worn out records just don't last. She dropped on the 33 to 3rd. This time I'm gonna let it be heard. Just a little louder. Just a little louder. Just a little louder. Just a little louder. Crank up the volume, my oh my. Nothing beats the sound of an old hi-fi. When the next big thing is come and gone, didn't sound right till she put on her vinyl records, 45 RPMs. Vinyl records, drops down the needle, spins them again. Vinyl records, 45 RPM. Vinyl records, drops down the needle and spins them again.
This morning I looked out the door, could tell a little milk cow by the way she looked. If you could see my milk cow, send her right on home. I ain't had no milk and butter since that cow been gone. Oh, please, don't that sun look good going down? Oh, please, don't that sun look good going down? Don't that old moon look lonesome when your baby's not around? Oh, please, don't that sun look good going down? Oh, please, don't that sun look good going down? Don't that old moon look lonesome when your baby's not around? Well, I tried everything to get along with you. Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quit my crime, gonna leave you alone. If you don't believe I'm leaving, you can count the days I'm gonna leave. You don't need your love and daddy here someday. Well, I'm thinking you're gonna be sorry, 'cause she treated me this way.
A couple of great live tracks to kick off the show. That one was from Ricky Nelson from the project Live 1983 to 1985 and the tune Milk Cow Blues. We've got Sir Cliff Richard on the phone coming up, but first let's hear a track from Cliff Richard in the Shadows going back to 1959 and the tune Dynamite.
Hi, this is Cliff Richard and want to welcome you to Rockabilly N Blues Radio. It's with James Riley. Happy listening, folks.
Well, send me love in a package labeled dynamite. I wanna feel that it buzzing when I hold it tight. I got a powerhouse perception waiting for you when you come back to your loving baby's arms again. Sailing across the stars onto a silvery moon. If you wanna know what heaven's like, you'll be there soon. Well, give me kisses that explode before my very eyes. I know the sight of you can generate a million sighs. I'm all set for detonation. Baby, don't you know? Well, 3, 2, 1, 0, here I go. Sailing across the stars onto a silvery moon. If you wanna know what heaven's like, you'll be there soon. Kisses that explode before my very eyes. I know the sight of you can generate a million sighs. Set for detonation, baby, don't you know? Well, 3, 2, 1, 0, here I go. Sail across the stars into a silvery moon. If you wanna know what heaven's like, you'll be there soon. Package labeled dynamite. I wanna feel it exploding when I hold it tight. I got a powerhouse perception waiting for you when you come back to your loving baby's arms again. Sailing across the stars onto a silvery moon. If you wanna know what heaven's like, you'll be there soon.
Well, hey, it's Jammin' James Riley, and I'm so excited to have on the phone, as promised, Sir Cliff Richard. How you doing?
James, I'm thrilled to be with you. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Man, it's fantastic to have you here. I want to talk about this wonderful new project, Just Fabulous Rock and Roll. And I got to say, I love the title because it tells you exactly what you're getting.
Yes, it is. And, of course, these songs that go back to the 50s and early 60s, they really are iconic songs. I can remember being influenced by all this stuff coming over from America. Elvis, Bill Haley, Little Richard, Buddy Holly, Ricky Nelson, the Everly Brothers, Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And although the Beatles started 5 years after me, they were the same age as me. And so therefore I know that they also were being influenced by this amazing waft of music that we suddenly got to know was called rock and roll. It was terrific. And I still love it to this day, and I feel comfortable doing it. I enjoyed my sessions in Nashville really a lot.
I was going to bring that up. You've been all over the world and recorded all over the world. What's it like recording here in Nashville?
Nashville, I think, is quite unique. There's a feeling there. It always affects me when I get there. You leave it for a while, and maybe I don't go back for a year or so. When I get back there again, I'm so aware that the whole city is really about music. I'm always surprised. I go to a restaurant and guarantee the waiters and waitresses, they probably sing or write or play an instrument, or all three of those things. And I'm thinking to myself, every time you see somebody, you think, I better try to remember what they look like, because they're likely to be in the charts next month.
Well, you're absolutely right. Probably the people that are driving a Uber or a taxi or something, the same thing.
Yeah, the guy that drove me to the studio, one of the days anyway, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, I'm recording our new album in Nashville at the Blackbird Studios. And he said, "Oh, I'm a bass player." And I said, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, I worked for 13 years with the Judds."
Oh, wow.
So, and I thought, oh my God, he's driving me. And then I played him a couple of tracks, and I think he was impressed, but I don't know.
Oh, wow. I want to dig into this project because, like I said, it's just fantastic. And following up a project you did in 2013, the Fabulous Rock and Roll Songbook, so that had to be pretty successful for you to do this one. Were these projects something you wanted to do for a long time, or how did they kind of come about?
No, I think it was just that I felt that in this day and age now, those of us of a certain age, we didn't get as much airplay as we used to get. Funnily enough, at the moment, just last month I had a record, a roll of a Beethoven from the album was Record of the Week, and then it got on the A list of play on the BBC Radio 2. So suddenly the playlists have come back. But for years, people like Elton and myself and Tina Turner and Eric Clapton, we didn't really do contemporary albums anymore because no one was willing to play them, it seems to me anyway. So all of us stopped doing it. And I found, for instance, if I do a rock and roll project, it has an audience out there. And, nobody sells really, apart from one or two people, not everybody sells millions. I can remember when I started my band, myself, Elton, Beatles, Elvis Presley, Little Richard, Buddy Holly, all the aforementioned, all were selling millions of records, and now we're not. So having a project to do at least allows me to get into the studio every now and then, and I love that. I think recording is my favorite part of this crazy business that we're in.
It's interesting. I read a review from a fan. And, critics, sometimes we can love everything or hate everything. You know how it is. Sometimes the fans are going to just tell you how it is. And I was reading several things about this project. And as a side note, everything's been positive. Everybody's been raving about this album. But a fan said something really interesting, saying this feels like the most passionate and energetic vocals from Cliff since the early days. And I thought, well, that's an interesting take on it. And I was listening to it, thinking of it that way. I thought, well, yeah, I can hear this. Wow, he really does. Do you think does this music really energize you?
Yeah, it does. And especially when you're playing with people who are so, they constantly play because they have to play. That's what, again, I've been working in Nashville for a number of years now. And what I've discovered is that no matter how big the artist might be, the player, the bass players, guitarists, drummers, you'll find them playing in a bar or a pub somewhere because they just have to play.
Yeah.
It's not as though they're going to make a lot of money in the pub. They make their money somewhere else, but they just have to play. And having that kind of atmosphere when you get into the studio, they're all buzzing around, they're all excited, and obviously it affects me, and it affects me in a good way. And yes, I find that rock and roll is my zone. It's in a very comfortable zone for me. I pick the key I want to sing it in, and there isn't anything too demanding in it.